Hello guys, welcome to the channel. This is Mark. As I normally start all these, I am not sponsored by anybody. Nobody sends any free guns. This is just my own personal opinion when I do these reviews. And I review over guns that I like, that I've picked up. Something about them made me decide to get them because I enjoyed shooting them. Whatever the case is. So this is basically my opinion. You guys can take it for that. If you have any comments, please feel free to leave them. I try to answer every single comment that's left out there. If you guys like the channel, here comes the normal plug. You know, please like and subscribe and comment and all that kind of crap. But that's pretty much what everybody on YouTube does, so I'm not going to say that. But if you guys like the channel, you know what to do. Feel free. So the video today is going... Let me back up a little bit. I'm not a big fan of the plastic guns. I never have. And you guys, if you've watched my videos, you've seen me comment about that over and over before in the past. And I don't own any 1911s. Well, I take that back. I have my grandfather's from World War I, but that's the only one I have. I've just never been a fan of the plastic guns. I've never liked the striker-fired triggers. I've never liked the feel. I like the weight a little bit heavier of a sidearm. Except for the one that I carry. I carry a Walther. But I don't know. It's just something about the plastic guns that I've never been a fan of. I don't own a Glock. I've never owned a Glock. I don't like the ergonomics of a Glock. I don't like the trigger of a Glock. Maybe someday I'll try one again. It's probably 10 years since I shot one. But today what I'm going to do, now saying all that, I'm going to throw all that to the wind because today I'm going to review two striker-fired pistols. I'm going to compare them. And I would call this the budget compare because the guns that I'm going to compare today are both under $400. Actually quite a bit below that when we go over what the costs were for these. They're striker-fired. I'll go over the pros and cons, how I feel about them, how they fired for me. Again, your mileage may vary depending on you, if I've had any issues with them, if I've done anything with them. So that said, the two guns that I'm going to compare today are the SAR9 and the Beretta APX A1. And I'll go over, and I haven't seen any videos online where somebody has compared these two guns. And I'm going to go over some of what I like about them, some of the comparisons, what I've noticed about them, and which one I feel is a better gun. To be honest, though, it's going to be tough because I've liked them both. To go over what the costs were, the SAR9, there was a factory rebate. I was probably $220 or $230 out the door with this one. And the Beretta just had a rebate on their APX. And I'm probably $330 out the door, maybe $340 with this one. I'm not sure with the rebate when they both come back. So you're talking a $250 and a $350 gun between these two, and they're both solid. So let me get set up here so I can do the tabletop, and I'll show you guys what we're going to do. All right, guys. So here we go. So today, we've got the Beretta, and we've got the SAR9. And just for security, you can see the Beretta's empty mag. SAR9, it's clear mag. Okay, so the guns are completely safe. So, size-wise, you'll see these guns are almost identical. The Beretta is a little wider than the SAR9. Not by much. Okay? If you put them on top of each other, again, they are almost identical in size. In length, in size, in dimension, in height, they're almost exactly the same. The SAR9 has a 17+1 mag. The APX 17 plus 1. So the mags are the same. Now what I did do, I will say on the SAR9, is I did replace this front sight and put a green fiber optic on there. I may go back to the white because it's a really small green fiber optic. They should have gone with a larger, as far as I'm concerned, they should have gone with the larger diameter fiber because this is kind of hard to pick up. But then again, I'm also shooting indoors a lot, so the lighting in there kind of sucks to begin with. For those of you that didn't see my SAR review, this is basically the HK P30 married to a Glock 17. So the lower is set up almost exactly as the P30 or the VP9, where you can replace the side straps and the back straps so it fits your hand better. And then the top is basically a HK 17 slide for the size and everything. So it's almost the marriage between the two. The APX is all Beretta. There's nothing in here that would copy another brand. And I just did a review on the APX, which you guys feel free to check out. The APX also has the ability to add a fiber optic. The SAR9 does not, and I think that's a disappointment. I think SAR needs to get their act together. They've come out with some slides that I've seen to where they've just drilled and threaded some holes in the top to put a slide on. No, that's crap. You guys need to mill it out, make it proper, put a cover on, and then let the folks pick what optic they want to do. So SAR, if you're watching this, please make those changes. And you can also get rid of this safety that's on the side. I don't even know why you guys ever put that on, but whatever. As far as, okay, so one concern that I had the SAR9 the longest. I've probably had this 6 months now. I've probably got 500 rounds through it. Very smooth shooting pistol, very. The snap is almost non-existent. The the recoil impulse is very, very light. And I attribute a lot of that to how low the bore axis is on this gun. I mean, the bore axis is very, very low on this. You can see that. So when I was looking at the Beretta APX, I was a little concerned because the bore axis is much higher. And I have a Walter Creed around here, which I haven't shot in a long time. And that thing snaps so bad it feels like it wants to take it out of your hand, which is why I don't shoot it much. Maybe I need to take it back out and check it. But you can see that the bore axis is much higher on the Beretta. But I'll tell you right now, between shooting the two of them, the snap and the recoil impulse is equal. And I think how Beretta is getting away with that, see how deep, how cut in the relief is here to get your hand. I get my hand way up inside this for this, and it's amazing. This grip is one of the best grips of any pistol that I have. I mean, it just you want to hold it. I mean, the grip is just fantastic, and the stippling on the grip is great. It's not over to where it's going to hurt your hand, but it's solid. That pistol is not going anywhere when you grip it. That is one of the complaints that I have for SAR. And again, guys, if you guys are watching, you got to deepen this a little bit. You've got this in here, but it's just not enough to get a good, you can get a grip on it. I mean, the gun's not going anywhere, but it doesn't feel like it wants to stick to your hand. When you're shooting the Beretta, it's stuck to your hand. That sucker's not going anywhere. The sights are sights. Like I said, on my Beretta review, I talked about you got the blackout with the, what do they call it? This has got the fluorescent radioactive sight in the front. And the SAR just came with a three dot, 2 white, and a white in the front, and I changed out this in the front. Both of them work fine. The triggers, the differences in the triggers. So the SAR9 has that red warning, hey, it's cocked, it's ready to go. And then the trigger is long and stiff until it finally breaks. And actually I should be doing it this way so you guys can see. So it's long, and there's pressure on it right there, so you can feel the spring pushing against you. Till you get to the wall, it breaks, and then there's your brake to come back. Okay. The APX has a straight, it's almost like a straight trigger shoe, which is kind of cool. I like that. So, and I will tell you that both these triggers have gotten better since I've shot the guns. Out of the box, they really suck. But when you play with them, break them in a little bit, whether you're sitting in front of the TV and you're cycling them or you take them to the range and putting rounds through them, they definitely get better. So the Beretta, it's really soft. You don't like the SAR, you can feel a lot of pressure on your finger getting to that brake. This one, not so much. You get to the brake, it snaps, and then there's your reset. So the reset is very audible as well. Accuracy, I was hitting bullseyes at 10 to 12 yards with both of these, so I have no accuracy issues with them. I was shooting below 124, which is a great ammo. I love it. The SAR, the first box or two, you need to break this in. You need to put some NATO strength 9mm through it. I didn't have any issues with this gun when I first got it because I ran the NATO power stuff through it. There were other folks online that were complaining that it wasn't cycling, and I think they were using too soft of ammo. So for the first box or so, again, I put some NATO, and then I went with some of the soft, like the Balome 24 is a pretty soft shooting round. Had no problem cycling whatsoever. So once you get through that initial break-in, you're doing fine. What else? Mags are the same. I did a trigger test on both of these before, but since we're doing a comparison here, I'll go ahead and do them again. So on the SAR9, see, I got 3.5 pounds of pressure just to get back to the wall. 610. $612. $612. And on the Beretta, $6.1. $5.15. Right at 6. So they're both 6-pound triggers in both of them. Oh, the other thing that I also did, the SAR9, extremely tight recoil spring. I actually put it came with a plastic, like an 18-pound recoil spring. Then they came out with an aftermarket one on their site, which is stainless, which I put in here. And I think it's a pound or two lower, so I think it's like maybe 17 or 16. But it still is a pretty stiff gun to rack. The Beretta, not so much. I'd say it's a couple pounds lighter. But whatever. So those are the comparisons. The Beretta is also a little heavier. This is like 29 and change, and I think the SAR is like 27 and change. As I said, though, the guns are basically, I mean, you can't get any closer than that as far as the comparison between the two. I would trust either one of them. They're both great little guns. If I had to choose, I'd probably say the Beretta, because I can add a fiber optic on the top, or not a fiber optic, I can add a red dot on the top, And also I like the trigger a little better. But other than that, there's zero issues with either one of these pistols. I've enjoyed them both. They're both accurate. Never had any problems with cycling. Never had any problems with reliability. Nothing. So those are my two cents. If you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, whatever, like I said, I'll answer whatever you guys post out there. I hope you enjoyed these videos and enjoy your range time, and I'll talk to you guys later. Take care. See you. Bye.